Good evening. Welcome to Soundtracks with Birdman. Tonight we're doing the 1974 classic family film Death Wish. Viewer
You make
discretion is advised.
you
How are
make
you,
that
H Boomer?
yeah you make that joke. I used to argue that PG movies in the '70s are like R-rated movies today, you know, and I think I made a joke once that oh yeah, Deliverance that was a PG movie back in the '70s.
Was
It's
it?
like no, but
Okay.
my point is that you got away with a lot more in a PG movie in the '70s than you would today. Okay,
The,
like
the
I was.
70s seem to be awfully hardcore for film.
That's what I like about the '70s. The '70s were just people just taking, filmmakers were taking risks. They didn't care anymore. The studios were in recovery because they had lost money on big productions during the '60s. Okay, you had movies like Cleopatra. That was a famous bomb. Like a lot of these big musicals, a lot of these big epics, like the big things the studios like to do were the big musicals and the big epics, and they were not doing well, and they cost a lot of money, and they almost. I'm trying to think. I think did Cleopatra almost sunk the studio. I think something else saved it. I forgot what it was now. I had a whole report on this one time. But yeah, and basically '70s come around, they start giving directors, kind of carte blanche. I mean, we'll trust you to know that you know what you're doing. Kind of like how they did with musicians, rock stars. They said, the music producers are like, well, we're not sure. I think it's the whole Frank Zappa argument, right? You know, the producers, maybe they didn't quite get the rock and roll, but they trusted the rock musicians to know what they were doing, and they would just do the funding. And then they said later on the ex hippies took over, and then everything went south. Okay, the hip kids took over, and they're the ones that ruined it, not so much the older executives that from the old days. But same thing with movies, though. Eventually, what ended up killing a lot of these auteur pictures was a movie called Heaven's Gate. Okay,
I've heard of Heaven's Gate. I haven't seen it.
it's considered to be a big disaster, actually. Yeah, I don't know, but let me see. I should retweet this out. Not that I even like using Twitter these days, but where the heck did I put? Oh, there you are. Okay. But
Melissa Harris, how are you tonight? Have you seen Death Wish, by the way, Melissa Harris? Is this your first time, or are you just going to hang out and listen to us ramble on about this wonderful family drama that is about to unfold?
it's actually a movie about family, or about maybe the loss of family.
That's true. That's true.
All right. Well, we're gonna watch.
How far would you go to avenge your fallen family? Spoiler warning.
Well, I don't even know if he does it. I mean, not to spoil the movie, but okay, we're gonna get into it in a little bit. There we
Hello,
go.
Jedi Masters Utopia.
Okay.
Parental guidance is suggested tonight. Have you seen Death Wish? Let us know in the chat.
There we
below.
go. Anyways, I don't know. I'm a fan. Did you share this in the Professor Geek group as well?
My tablet is in the shop. I don't have.
Okay, I'm gonna share it in the Professor Geek group. But yeah, this movie became a bit of an obsession of mine. I'm not sure. It's a flawed movie. Like many of my favorite movies, they are flawed.
Aren't we all flawed people, though, at our core?
That's the thing. I mean, I don't necessarily. I mean, yes, we like last week we'll watch E.T. I mean, is E.T. flawed at all? Probably not.
No,
okay?
not at no.
These movies are rougher around the edges. Okay, these are not. These are not the okay. The please. Okay, Professor Geek. Okay, Death Wish rewatch.
And I'm going to try to be lighthearted and joking tonight. So
we'll see. Well, we have the Mad Magazine for that. Yeah, Birdman. He got me. I got a Christmas gift from him. It's the original Mad Magazine that makes fun. In this issue, we blast Death Wish. That's clever. And the cover. Let me see if I can share the screen real quick. I'll do that in a minute while we wait for people to pile. And I'll share the cover. Okay. Death Wish rewatch and soundtrack analysis, and that's a lie, because there is no soundtrack analysis of this online, and I'm not a music major, but I will put my own thoughts on each piece as we go through the movie, all right?
I'm not a music major either, so hey.
I did take the piano lessons when I was a kid, and I was one of the kinds of students that Sound Engraver complains about. But we'll keep that here. She's not going to listen to this. Okay.
On a lighter note for you and Jedi Masters Utopia, you may find this interesting. Versera Band just did a double CD release of Jerry Goldsmith's final film score, Looney Tunes, I think Back in Action. It's a 2 CD set. I haven't seen the movie. Brendan Fraser's in it. That's the extent of my knowledge.
Okay, you gotta let me
It's
share this.
great fun to listen to. It was well worth the money I paid for it. You can get it on firstairband.com. Just came out. I think it's limited to 2,500 production run. And it was Jerry Goldsmith's final score, unfortunately, because he did pass.
Google Chrome will not be able to record the contents of your screen until it is quit. Okay, never mind. We're going to have to forget about.
Are you Boomer? Did you disappear on me? Okay. Well, I think Boomer has disappeared for the moment. Hopefully he will be back. How's everyone's week going? It's been an odd week, hasn't it? Does anyone feel it's been an odd week? I do. And I am watching Death Wish on Google Play. And here's Boomer. He's coming back. At the stream.
Thank you.
Back, Boo? All right.
Back.
There you go.
Quit on me when I was trying to share the screen, okay?
That's
all right,
okay.
I'll show the cover of Death Wish. Just share the whole thing. Thank you, okay? Your entire screen application window. No, we don't want the application window. We want the Chrome tab. I don't know. I'm doing this and I probably don't know what I'm doing. I could probably quit this in a minute. If this doesn't work, I'm just going to read it. Yes, share. Thank you. You're in the show. What am I looking at here? Can you see anything?
I just see me and I see your little picture on the riding mower.
What is going on here?
And is that your riding mower, by the way?
No.
No? Okay. John Deere makes a fine lawn tractor.
Well, you know what? We're going to stop sharing till I know what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to read you from the magazine instead, all right? Okay. It's not as neat, but we're just going to do that. Anyway, cover of this Mad Magazine issue of Best Death Wish. That's Charles Bronson turning around. He's shooting his gun. Out comes a bang flag, and it's Alfred E. Newman's picture on it, because, of course, I miss Mad Magazine. I mean, I don't think it was good the last few years anyway, and now it's done. I suspect it's another tragedy of what was going on with comics, okay? About how they went all I don't know. I don't know the whole story of Mad Magazine. But I'm surprised, though, that no one in comics has tried doing their own version of, like, Mad Magazine. Like a new version. There's a lot to make fun of in these days that you're not allowed to do so other places. All right. So let me get out of this. All right. So when do you want to start the movie?
I'm good if you're good, my friend.
All right. We're gonna do a 3, 2, 1. I think I'm on the Paramount logo. Is that where you are?
I'm at like the play screen.
All right. I'll just go back to the beginning. Okay.
I'm pressing play.
I'm gonna wait. Let's do it. You press and play now.
Oh, well, I have to hit
let's start. We're gonna do the 3, 2, 1.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
I'm gonna give you 1 second. What did you drop?
I dropped my tablet, and then the Rocketeer fell over. And
okay. Is the Rocketeer okay?
Yeah, he's okay.
Okay. I would have bought a different figure from that comic, but anyway, I'm sorry. I'm gonna be bad.
I bought the life-size version.
Yeah, I know. I need to get that graphic novel. Apparently, it's supposed to be brilliant. The Rocketeer graphic novel that the movie was based on.
I walked out of the theater that night. I'm like, man, I want to see like 2 more Rocketeer movies.
We should do the Rocketeer for a rewatch sometime.
We will do the Rocketeer. And after this movie, we need something more wholesome and happy, like Gladiator next week.
Gladiator. Yeah. Well, that's a fairly violent film too. But anyway,
it has its parts. It does. Yeah.
Anyway,
I asked Professor Geek to come to talk about like Roman stuff, and he said he doesn't have time to do the homework. And I was like, okay.
Yes, he was smart. I was very busy. I know a little bit about Rome. My dad was obsessed with it. He used to talk to me about it all the time. So, and I watched I, Claudius, and I watched the HBO Rome series. So we're good to go. I can name the first 5 Roman emperors. Okay.
Is the Rome series on HBO? Was it good? Because I've got it on the DVD. I just haven't.
It's worth watching. It's worth watching. You can watch that, and then when you're done with that, watch I, Claudius, because it's like the follow-up. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna do the 3, 2, 1. You all set?
Yeah.
All right. So
All
we
right.
do
3, 2, 1, play.
All right.
The old Paramount logo. Well, it opens up with the calming ocean. You know. Okay.
Oh.
There's someone in the ocean.
Oh, I can hear a bit of the soundtrack coming through. Might want to lower it a bit. Okay. Now I don't hear anything. Okay. Nope. Now I do. Now I hear it.
What?
It's coming through.
Yeah. Give me 1 second.
Sorry, you might want to minimize a bit. Put the captions on. I'll give you a minute. We can always start it over if you need to.
Oh no, I'm good. I'm just waiting for this to hook up.
Right. Did it stall on you?
No, my headphones aren't.
Oh, okay.
Jiving.
Okay, so here we have Paul Kersey and his wife, and she has a name. I think it's Joanna.
An architect, right?
He's an architect. Yes, this is important. In the Bruce Willis remake, they have him be a
surgeon.
A surgeon. And here's the deal with my Death Wish remake. I don't have a problem with anything of it, but it's almost like a practically different. It's like almost like a different film. Because the character of Paul Kersey is not an architect; he's a surgeon. He has a daughter, but she's not married. It's almost like I mean, it takes the basic premise of Death Wish and does something different with it. It's not a bad film. I thought it was good. I kind of thought it was weird that they cast Bruce Willis because I thought it would have made more sense to cast like someone who isn't known for action roles. I might have gone with, in fact, who I would have gone with, I would have been down the 2 actors for the remake, and it would have been either Jeff Goldblum or Lawrence Fishburne, because both actors played thugs in various Death Wish movies when they were younger.
Am I still not?
Well, is it coming through on your tablet and not on your headphones? Is that what the problem is? Okay.
Well, it opens up calmly enough, I think.
Yeah. Here we have the first Herbie Hancock track. I think this is called Main Title on the soundtrack. In fact, if I bring it up, give me a minute. This is not the same as the song, quite the same as the song that is on the Death Wish score. And I don't, like I said, I'm far from being a jazz expert, but is any one track ever played the same twice in jazz music?
Jazz, I don't think so.
That might explain why there's some slight differences. Like it is the same theme, but there's some slight differences. And that's the main title, okay? And yeah, this is grimy, disgusting 1970s New York City. Any of you who might have seen the movie Midnight Cowboy, that was kind of a precursor to what we would get in later on in movies like Death Wish, Taxi Driver. Like Midnight Cowboy was made in I think 1969, and you can start seeing the rot set in that movie, and we're full on it in this movie. Okay.
Or the Joker more recently.
Yeah, well, the Joker, yeah. I mean, and the funny thing about the Joker, that takes place in the 80s, and I think it is trying to do a callback to these types of movies. Again, it takes place in Gotham City, a fictional city. Well, of course, you know, and I think they use Chicago as the backdrop for that one. But I think the whole reason they set the Joker in the 80s was so Batman, Bruce Wayne would be coming out of Zorro the Gay Blade, which was an early 80s movie. Which is not so hot from what I've heard, but I've never seen it. It's kind of like a lampooning of Zorro.
Did you read the novel this was based upon?
I have not. I bought it on Audible, and it's been in my to listen to. I've been meaning to listen to it on the way to work sometime. I haven't gotten around to it yet, and I really desperately want to listen to this novel. Okay, or you know, we'll read it. You know, but I know there were 2 novels. There was Death Wish, and I believe he did a sequel called Death Sentence, which I also believe was remade as a movie starring Kevin Bacon. But of course, he's not playing Paul Kersey in it. But maybe the studio was able to option the movie rights to the Death Wish sequel, but they couldn't use the name of the character from Death Wish. I don't know. Oh man!
I read the guy that wrote the book was not pleased with the movie because it He felt it.
They,
It made it look to be a cool thing to go out and
like it
do naughty
glorified
things.
being a vigilante
Yeah.
that goes out and shoots people. And let's face
Yeah.
facts, that's what we all want to be doing. Okay.
No, we do not.
I know I'm messing around with you.
Hey, Al's in the house, and I do believe she lives in New York. So jump in and comment if you see something you recognize in the film. If you're watching the film, parental guidance is suggested with this film, so bear that in mind. Big Al's in the house. Hello,
Yep.
Hello. Parental guidance is suggested with this film, Big
This
Al.
is an R-rated film.
It's an R-rated film.
This is an R-rated film. Yes.
I don't know if you've ever seen an R-rated film before, Big Al, but this one is definitely R-rated.
Yeah, well, we don't get R-rated movies, and actually, you know, that's the one thing I will say in positively about that Joker movie is that it was an R-rated movie that got a decent-sized budget, at least for a modern film, and it got released and it did well. So, I was hoping we were going to get more R-rated movies, but who knows? We'll be getting more movies in theaters at all at this point. So, but anyway. Are you able to follow along? Did you put the captions on, or can you listen to it at least?
I got it working now.
Okay. Yeah, talking about the latest crime statistics. Oh man.
Because don't we all discuss that at the office? I mean, I know I do.
The latest crime? No, we don't. Oh man, they lampoon so much in this movie, in this Mad Magazine issue. Oh, I forget.
And now, is that a young Jeff Goldblum?
It is. That is Jeff Goldblum. That was my point. So imagine if Jeff Goldblum played Paul Kersey in the remake. Okay, that would have been interesting to me.
Wow.
That or Lawrence Fishburne, because he played one of the evil thugs in the sequel. Okay, but here I'll read you the comment. Like, while you're away, New York has gotten even worse. You know how many violations and muggings are committed every day. Stop exaggerating. Whenever people live in poverty and squalor, these things happen. By the way, what's our next project? We're building a slum on 10th Avenue. Can't wait. It's so bad. Here's the scene. They make fun of the grocery thing. Will you have that delivered, please? Why, of course. Man, that's absolutely fantastic. What? That you spotted her address? No, that she found a supermarket in New York City that delivers. I'm sorry. Those are the thugs talking. Okay. Oh, it's so bad. You think there's a chance someone might recognize us? Nah. Who'd notice a 6'7" bald-headed 19-year-old? I'm sorry. This is bad. Oh, and the caricatures are very good of the characters in the movie in this. So bad. Oh, of course, nuns. I don't know why the nuns are here. I guess
they have nuns in New York City.
I know they have nuns in New York City. I'm thinking, oh, okay. This ain't the New York City you knew. You thought it was all nuns going to church. No, it's evil hoodlums doing whatever they want. No one's stopping them. Okay. Oh man. Oh, we got the nasty scene coming up. It hits you pretty early on too. This might have been a shock in the early days because I mean, how far are we into this movie at this point? Not long. Okay.
8 minutes 21 seconds.
Okay, so I think this is called Doeth. Oh no. Yeah, I think the name of this.
Do people really just walk around with spray paint cans just to spray paint?
In
stuff?
1970s New York in broad daylight, they do, and
Okay.
There was an episode of Perfect Strangers where you ever watch the show Perfect Strangers?
All the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Balky and what was his roommate's name? I forget now. They were going undercover.
Larry.
Yeah, Cousin Larry. They were going undercover to catch I think drug dealers, and Cousin Larry shows up in a Death Wish style hoodlum outfit, and Balky shows up in a Miami Vice outfit, and they're pretending to be drug dealers, I think. And it's both of them have bad costumes that give them away, but it's in opposite ways, Okay, this is the horrible scene.
I mean, do people not keep firearms in their house?
Not in New York City. That's a big thing. That's like a no-no. Okay. And I think even at this time. And you'll notice many of the criminals in this don't tend to have firearms either, okay? Because I do believe in the 70s there were harsh gun control laws in New York City. That's the whole, trust me, the argument gets broached, don't worry.
I live in Alabama, and
look at what he wrote on the wall. See?
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yes.
The Indiana Jones villain sign.
This is yes. Okay, you only got $4. I got 3 and 2 bits. Okay.
That would buy a lot of comic books back in 1974.
Oh, this is a very uncomfortable. I do not like this, but the scene in 2 is worse. Yeah, see, that's a very that knock. That's nasty. Okay.
This is probably not a good first date movie.
This is not a good first date movie. I am going to say this: for as awful as this is, they don't show a ton for what's being implied is going on here.
Okay.
But it's still nasty. I think the title of this track is "Paint Her Mouth." So
yeah, I saw
that's already. This is a terrifying track. I need to be talking more about the score to this too. This is actually uncomfortable to listen to because it gets really like out there. Because I mean, like Herbie Hancock, jazz musician, but he did a lot with I think electronic music too. And there's kind of like a medley.
He's a Grammy. He's won some Grammys.
Yeah, he used to do the soundtrack for Fat Albert, the Cosby Show. Okay, I'm saying this as we're watching horrible things.
Spray paint? Why would you spray? I
spray paint the bum. Yeah, I don't know because they're horrible. These are horrible people. Okay. And now something very bad is going on right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the uncomfortable scene. You're not supposed to be enjoying this. I hope the director wasn't. Okay. Because he got into big trouble over his Death Wish 2 that he made years later. Michael Winner. Okay.
And the second one was like in 82, so you had like an 8-year gap.
There's an 8-year gap, yeah. I keep imagining that there were other stories that take place between the two movies. Okay. Yeah, this is bad. So I think she musters herself over to the phone. Okay. All right. Paul Kersey. This is interesting. This is a little bit in the Paul Kersey's character. I like his character because no search is my wife. No search your son-in-law, and like he's saying, "Hello, Jack, Dad, we got trouble. You and Carol." Don't tell me about it. No, that's actually a courtesy he's doing his son-in-law. Okay, like if him and Carol are having a fight, he doesn't want to know about it. Do you understand?
Yeah,
I've heard it be like if you badmouth your girlfriend or your husband or something to your parents, it'll give a bad it'll put them in a bad light even when you mend fences with them. Do you understand? It'll kind of taint them a little bit.
In the Bible about that, if your brother wrongs you, talk to your brother. Don't talk to your friend.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Well, that's good advice.
Yes. More biblical insights coming Thursday night from.
Well,
Catholic
the biblical
Bible
insight for this movie is eye for an eye. Okay. You know.
That's under the old law. Under the new law, you are supposed to.
You're not supposed to. Yes. So.
Professor Geek should be here. He could offer us.
I don't. This is not a Professor Geek movie. Okay.
That's exactly what he said to me.
He said that you invited him on for Death Wish.
No, we were talking, and he's like, "That's not really my kind of movie."
Oh, it's not his kind. Yes, I know it's not his kind. I'm gonna be nice to the professor. We all have different tastes. Like,
it isn't quite my taste, but. I thought, well, hey, let's
I'm doing a 3-hour movie with you next week, and we're doing other 70s pictures. We'll do a more fun 70s movie later on. I think The Warriors might be in your future. That's more comic booky. It has kind of the 70s.
Adam Driver's in that movie, isn't he?
Adam Driver?
There's a guy that looks like Adam Driver in that movie.
No, I know who you're thinking of. That's not Adam Driver though. He's a good actor. He went on to play
Adam Driver's dad. I mean,
I don't know. He went on to play Raiden in the Mortal Kombat movie. He was also in Drugstore Cowboy. I don't know his name, but yeah, he's in it. What happened to my wife and daughter? I like this little comment. The last thing we saw was so good. It had to have been in the book and not in the movie, and not written for the movie. Like when he goes, "This man's bleeding. No one's helping him." You know, that seems too smart for the movie. So it's probably from the book. I'm sorry, I'm being mean.
He seems awfully calm. I think I would be a bit more
There's a joke about that. Okay, now he's getting upset. Finally, there's a line in the book though. Dad, this is absolutely terrible. It's simply horrible. It's just awful. I mean, my God, what a shocking thing. Isn't it shocking? Yep. I can't believe it. Why them? Dunno. Hey, Dad, why aren't you showing any emotion? You're showing enough for the both of us. That's what he says. It's so bad. Hello, Dad. This is your son-in-law, Seymour. I've got some good news and some bad news. Okay, what is it? Well, first, the good news. The temperature today will be in the mid-70s with no chance of showers. And the bad news, Mom and Selma were beaten up and, violated, and they're in the hospital. Okay. It's not funny, but I'm sorry. It is when I'm reading it in Mad Magazine. I'm sorry.
So I'm guessing his wife died from like a hemorrhage in the brain.
Probably, yeah, concussion. She was probably hit pretty bad. Okay. Like I said, I will say this. Some would probably in the time say this movie's done in bad taste, but they don't show a ton in comparison to what they could have shown. Okay. Like nowadays, I think it'd be worse.
One where someone gets impaled upon a fence.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of bad stuff in the second one.
Is it the fourth one where he's watching Charlie's apartment? And
no, that's Death Wish 3.
That's the third one. Okay.
Yes, with his good friend Charlie. Yes, the
Charlie.
Oh, Death Wish 3. I don't know if we'll ever do that one for this thing because I can't say much about the soundtrack for that one because all it is a regurgitated soundtrack from part 2. But of course, we could simply just watch it instead of part 2. But Jimmy Page did the soundtrack for part 2 from Led Zeppelin, I believe. So that was interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Sometimes former members of bands, they go do soundtracks. What is it? Is it Simon Boswell from Rolling Stones? He did a lot of. He helped score some horror movies I like actually. But he's vital to my income. I would say this is a sparse score. Okay.
Yeah, the soundtrack's not very long.
No. At different soundtracks, I completely got things wrong. Because whenever I would hear Joanna's theme, which is the second track, and it's very kind of boisterous, and I think of that theme, I think New York City. Okay, that's what that theme sounds like to me. Okay, but that's not what the theme's about. Okay, but I kept thinking it was about New York in the 70s.
Horrible movies, horrible in quotation, like The Omen. It's got a beautiful film score.
Oh, we will do The Omen at some point.
If you get out from the satanic choral chanting bit, the rest of the film score is beautiful. It's got a wonderful love theme in The Omen.
It has a wonderful love thing. You feel really bad for the husband and wife in that movie. Like the husband does something he shouldn't at the beginning of the movie, but he's doing it out of love because they tell him that his baby was stillborn. But there's another baby born that the mother died and it doesn't belong to anybody. We can simply switch them out for you and she never need know. Okay.
Wow.
Of course, you learn later there was a bit of a conspiracy going on there. Okay.
I don't think they do that anymore. I think that's just like
no. And I think it was a hospital in Italy as well, which this happened at, and the nun kind of snuck it in there. And then you realize that the nun may be working for the other side, if you know what I mean. Okay. Like I said, The Omen's a weird film. It's worth checking out though. I'll put it to this: it's my favorite of the Satanic Panic movies. Is The Omen? I thought it was the best done. Your daughter didn't give us much information.
I just got The Boys from Brazil, the 2 CD set.
Oh, really? That'd be a good one to redo a rewatch of. Actually, Boys from Brazil.
I was thinking about it today, and I looked on eBay, and I'm like, okay, you want $200 for it?
You bought it?
Well, hold on, Professor Geek. I'm not made of money. And I was like, I remember I saw this one time. Someone was asking $50. Let me go to Discogs, and it's $32.
You got it from Discogs for $32? $32. I have to hunt because I got a couple soundtracks recently. I got the Fistful of Dollars soundtrack and I got the soundtrack to You Only Live Twice. And the for Fistful of Dollars, so I just need for a few dollars more and I have the set. the version of For a Few Dollars More soundtrack I really want is the one that comes with the Danger Diabolique soundtrack, which was published in 2014 in Italy. Okay. And I can't find it anywhere. I've hunted all over, but I might try Discogs. They might have it there. In fact, I think I got a Dirty Harry compilation soundtrack there. Like where the tracks evolved from 3 different movies on there.
Did you get the new release of Fistful of Dollars or
the soundtrack?
Yeah.
I got the one that whatever they're selling now. Okay, it's from Italy. It was a score from Italy. I don't know if that's the one you're thinking of. I'll put it this way: I had a $25 gift card from Amazon that I kind of wanted to get rid of because I'm for various reasons I maybe not want to be using that company for a while, but I wanted to use the gift card. And I figured, well, let's do something where I get the MP3s as well. So I figured I'd do, what do you call it? I did the You Only Live Twice Bond soundtrack, and I did the and for a few dollars more. And it's weird. The booklet's in Italian. I don't know why Amazon was.
Do you know any Italian at all?
No, I should learn it though. From how much I love all things Italian, I should learn it. All right. Oh, here we go. Okay, so you following along? What's he doing here? Let's get $20 worth of quarters. Good morning, Paul. Okay. You know something? My wife died, and my daughter's in the mental hospital. Okay. And you know, I'm back at work. Okay, stop congratulating me. I'm not. I just don't want to stay at home. That's probably what he's thinking. Okay. All right, they're going to send him on vacation from New York. That is, you're going to go to Tucson, Arizona. Have you ever been to Tucson?
I think I was at the airport one time.
Okay, well, I don't think I've ever been to Arizona at all. Actually, that might be a vacation trip in the future.
Personal story, long time ago when the internet was young and so was I. I met this girl online. Her name was Jennifer. I'm not going to say her last name because I don't want to dox anybody. Okay. But she lived in Bullhead City, Arizona. And we met in a chat room back when they had chat rooms back in the day.
Oh, my goodness.
Ask your parents about chat rooms. You can talk to strangers. And exchanged email addresses. We emailed, talked on the phone, wrote letters to each other. Flew her out here to see me one weekend. Went horrible. She flew home. We didn't talk for a couple weeks. Anyways, long story short, she's like number 2 greatest love of my entire life. So
number
Jennifer,
2.
if you're listening, you're number 2.
Okay. Well, I'm sure that makes her feel better. So it wasn't like in American Splendor. Okay. Where the one flies out and says, "Can we just Can we just get rid of the extended courtship nonsense and get married?" You didn't have that situation. You don't have to go into details.
She worked for the Red Cross doing disaster relief. Okay. And 2 days before she came out here, there was a hotel fire. I didn't learn this until after, a month after the fact. Oh, and no. She went on the call, and they had to go through assessing damage. And she found a baby that had died in the fire. And and she was 19 at the time.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry for the baby. But hopefully the baby's in a better place now. Jeez. Okay.
But let's get back to this heartwarming, uplifting.
This heartwarming story. Okay. Well, he's having a talk with the stupid son-in-law, who I don't hate. He annoys me a little bit, but I mean, he's just kind of weak. That's all.
Is that a midget, or is that guy just kneeling down?
It's a little person, sir.
Little person. I'm sorry. It's midget, not.
I don't. PC. I think it's not. I think dwarf is now the official term.
Dwarf.
Yes. I'll say this. I don't think they get all upset, but I figure I like Peter Dinklage. All right. Oh, here we go. This is interesting. The guy is smoking his cigarette right there. Okay, and you're looking at Denzel
Washington.
It's not Denzel. That's not to the end. Don't bring it up. And Denzel has disavowed and said, I was not in this movie. He has repeatedly said this. You can find the clip on YouTube. I don't even know what track is. Is there music playing in your version right now?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find out what the title is. I need to give some information on Herbie Hancock. This might have been the worst thing to pick because it's like, okay, is this Do a Thing? This is probably Do a Thing. This creep. Oh, right in the face with 2 things of quarters.
And Herbie Hancock did Blow Up in 1966 and The Spook Who Sat by the Door in 1973.
I've never seen The Spook Who Sat by the Door, but I'm going to check it out now because he did the score, so I'm curious now. This is a haunting score, okay, in parts. I don't even know what you called it. Would I call this a jazz score? There's jazz in it, but I think there's also orchestra in some parts. It's
like the main theme's very jazzy.
Yes, it is. The main theme is very jazzy. Hold on, though. I have the scene about the quarters, okay? Best way to defend yourself is to get $20 worth of quarters and put them in your sock.
How do you fit in your shoes after
No. He says, gee, doesn't that make it kind of tough to walk? No, dummy. You keep the sock in your pocket when someone attacks you. Wham. You hit him with the money. Oh, speaking of hitting, he's losing it here, okay?
Yeah, he lost all his quarters.
He's under stress a bit. Okay, now here we go. What happened? Didn't you? Okay, now his friend his friend from the office. His arm is in a sling. He's all beat up. What happened? Didn't you follow my advice? Well, almost. What do you mean almost? You know how afraid I am to carry money in New York, so I put $20 traveler's checks in my sock instead. Hitting a mugger with that don't do too much.
Paper cuts, man. Paper cuts on your face. Not a good thing.
The big joke and thing is how the muggers are on strike because people are switching to traveler's checks. And it's bad. Okay, here we have Tucson, Arizona, cattle country. I bet they got good barbecue there.
Oh, barbecue.
Oh, man. I was watching Gordon Ramsay had a special on Fox recently. And it was a French chef and an Italian chef, and they came to America to see America, okay? And they did a road trip, and they were going all around. They went to Napa Valley, California. They went to San Francisco, and they went to all places in Texas. They even went to stop in Mexico for a brief period, too, so it was interesting. But it was weird because you think what is it, a French guy, an Italian guy, and a Scottish guy, and they're in the United States, so it's new to all of them, you know? But it's okay, Space for People. What do you think of this developer? This developer in the hat. He's saying, you know.
I think this Arizona bit's a little kind of
what?
Stereotypical.
Stop it. He's saying space for life. Okay, you know it's on wasted space, and as you see wasted space, okay, I see hills. You know, kids playing. You know, because in New York City, is there wasted space? No. Oh, it's a phony Western town. Shoot movies here sometimes. It's a tourist. Okay. Here we have the Old West. Remember the Old West?
Like in Back to the Future Part 3. That's the
when some guy comes up to you wanting your money, bam, right? No questions asked. You go tell the sheriff, why'd you shoot him? He needed killing. Good enough for me. Okay. Oh man, though I should look up some stuff on Herbie Hancock. Though this has I'm not such a huge fan of this track. This is I guess the Arizona track, where it's like a Western type thing. No, Herbie Hancock's a big deal though. I did buy a collection of his albums. That was right before my last computer died on me, so I didn't really get a chance to listen to them so far. But
Did you buy physical copies or digital copies?
Physical copies of the CDs. Okay. It was like a 5-pack of the CDs, and they're like, it was a good price. So I figured, okay, I'll pick up all 5 of his jazz albums. Because I'm not an expert on jazz, but apparently he was part of the Miles Davis Quintet. So that's how he got his start, I think. That's a big deal. Yeah, like he was full on, like 1963 to 68, and yeah, he was involved in the quintet. Fat Albert, though, he got his work on Fat Albert. I'm telling you,
the cartoon.
Yeah, Hancock left Blue Note in 1969, signing with Warner Brothers Records. In 1969, Hancock composed the sound for Bill Cosby's animated primetime television special, "Hey, Hey, Hey, It's Fat Albert." Music from
Hey! Yeah.
Yes, we all remember that cartoon. Yes, music from the soundtrack was later included on Fat Albert Rotunda, an R&B inspired album with strong jazz overtones. Okay. Let's see if they got anything in here about the Death Wish soundtrack. Probably not. Okay. Anything about Death Wish? Nobody cares about. I'm telling you, nothing on the score. It got badly reviewed too. I had to import this score from Italy, by the way. I think I have the Italian version of the score. I don't know if there was. I think there's been a domestic release for it on CD though. It's funny. I got the score to Death Wish I got from Italy. The score to Death Wish 2 I got from Japan. Okay.
It's odd that things that come out of Japan. I mean, soundtrack
Get stuff there that we don't get over here. Okay,
Yeah.
soundtrack wise. Okay. Okay. I don't even think they even mentioned Death Wish in his bio. Well, whatever. I like the score. But yeah, I like Tucson. I'll stay here. I don't want to go back to.
I would rather be in
Gotham
Tucson
City.
than New York City. No offense.
Especially
Hey,
during this time. New York got better in the 2000s. Like, in fact, probably in the late 90s after they got rid of Dinkins, from what I heard. But
you mean like when Giuliani came in?
yeah, well, yeah, pretty much. That's what I heard.
Doesn't make any sense. So Giuliani's a Republican.
I know.
Huh.
I have a suspicion, regardless, the latest guy is going to be out. I've heard rumor that Andrew Yang is going to try to run. I'd rather have him than other Democrats, but I don't know. I think New York might end up being too far gone. I don't know. We'll see what happens, though. All right, but here we go. Something might be gaining on him. What's gaining on you, Paul? Now, I don't think he mentions to this guy at all about what happened to his wife and daughter, does he?
I mean, that's not really something you just have casual conversation about.
No, my...
It's a gun club. We shoot guns. Yeah.
My daughter lost her mind after hoodlums quote unquote painted her mouth, and my wife's dead. I mean, that's not casual conversation. What, a club for guns? A gun club? This is shocking. Have you ever been to one of these horrible places?
My pockets aren't that deep. Usually, to be part of like a gun club, you pay large sums.
Well, you must have been to a shooting range, right?
Oh yeah, but that's not a gun club.
That's something that's something I need to learn how to do.
It's not that hard.
No, my sister's learning right now. I'm going to be next. My dad was a police officer, so he knew how. But conscientious objector. He served in the medical wing in Korea, I think. Okay.
I'm not going to knock a man for that. You know, I can understand that.
Yeah.
And just because you like guns doesn't mean you like killing people.
Exactly. This is gun country. And I like the conversation we have here. Okay. You know, he's like, you probably run those knee-jerk liberals that think the guns are another part of our anatomy. I don't know. Okay. He's probably right. If there's a mugger in Tucson, they're not going to live to see daylight, right? It's 1842. I don't know. There's jokes about this scene as well. You know how to fire it? Watch the kick. I did visit a military museum recently where you could go on like a fake gun range. And like the gun kind of operates like a real one. I don't know if it has the kick. Did it have the kickback of an actual gun? I think it was supposed to simulate it. You understand?
Yeah.
And I don't know if it did, but it was kind of neat. I was able to take out some targets.
There's a lot of things that determines how much kick you get in a firearm.
Right.
And it's not just the bullet size. It's the design of the gun as well.
Mm-hmm. See, my father was a hunter. I guess here you'd call him a gunman. My mother was the other side of the coin. Father was going hunting accident. Some fool mistook him for a deer, you see. My mother won the toss. Okay. Never touched a gun since. And, you know, he's nodding his head. He understands.
Yeah.
He's very good, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
All right. He figured out a way to kind of make it work, you know. More houses, but the hills are still there. Okay.
It's kind of hard to get rid of hills sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I need. I need me a station wagon from the 1970s with horns on it.
Full horns. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I need a cowboy hat. I need a cowboy outfit, period. I don't know if I can pull it off, though. So I'm originally from New Jersey. In fact, I'm technically the part of New Jersey I'm originally from is part of the New York metropolitan area. So I'm probably more like the Bronson character, the Paul Kersey character. Oh, and by the way, in Mad Magazine, he's called Paul Crazy instead of Kersey. Oh,
What was in the new one with Bruce Willis? Was he still Paul Kersey or
still Paul Kersey? Yeah, they kept the name.
Okay.
The new movie ain't bad. It was done by Eli Roth, and I have to admit, if I were going to pick any director to direct the Death Wish movie now, it would have been Eli Roth.
He's like a horror director.
He's a horror director. Well, this is sort of a horror movie. It's dark. I would say it's a horror, but it's a dark movie. I'll put it to you that way. Oh no! What is it? She's in the hospital. I don't understand what's going on with the daughter. Did she have a complete mental breakdown?
I mean, I can understand that.
I guess, but like nothing. Like she's like in a catatonic state for like the rest of this movie.
Well,
she doesn't start to show some signs of improvement until 8 years later, and well, we know how that story ends. I'm sorry, I'm being so bad.
You know, aside from like that scene that took place 10 minutes in, this isn't exactly a horrible movie thus far.
No, it isn't. This is the best of Death Wish movie. This is a real movie. I mean, I pick on it. I make fun of it. I understand why people get angry though, because it's a very violent picture for the time. There have been more violent movies though. I've seen even from the 70s. Okay. Taxi Driver's more violent. Of course, this one's pretty violent too. Now that I think about it, I'm like,
did you see the second to last Rambo movie?
I did. Did you?
Yeah. I've seen parts of it, and I'm like, wow, that's really
It's
really
pretty
crappy.
dark. I don't know if that would have been how I would have ended the Rambo movies. I actually liked the prior one that took place in Thailand and Burma.
Yeah,
but,
that one. That's the one I'm
that
talking
was
about.
good. In fact, I think that Stallone said though that the last one we saw was supposed to be the fourth one, but then something else came up and they decided to do a different movie. But yeah, I had trouble trying to figure out in that Rambo movie like who everybody was. Okay. Because like I didn't know if that was his real niece or if that was like an adoptive niece. Like I don't like even with the ranch, were those people working for him on the ranch or was he working for them? Do you understand? Like I think maybe the family. I think I've read two different things. Like some say the ranch got sold to I guess like a Mexican American family, but they liked him and they kept him on as a helper to stay on the ranch. Another thing says that the ranch is his and he hired them to help him with the ranch. You understand? So I've heard both things. So I don't know, but he kind of became like a part of maybe like an adopted member. Like I don't think his sister was her mother, but I don't know. They didn't explain that in that sequel. Anyway, there's nothing we could do to stop it. They're just statistics. Nothing but cut and run. You gonna cut and run, Daniel? Birdman?
Oh, I don't.
You're gonna
think I
go
would
flee to
do
the suburbs and stick the love of your life.
I
in
already
a
live in
mental
the
ward?
suburbs. I'm already there.
Well, there you go. You cut and run. What's the closest big city to you, actually?
Huntsville. I mean,
Huntsville. Okay. Well, is Huntsville the mean streets of Huntsville, Alabama? Huh?
not to me.
Okay.
I mean,
Is it actually
you
a
think
nice
someone's
city?
gonna mess with the Birdman walking down the street?
I don't know. Is that a nice city to visit? Maybe that might be good. Yeah.
Yeah. We got the Space Center.
Oh, okay.
We got barbecue places.
Barbecue places are always good. I love barbecue.
Publix makes very good sandwiches at the deli.
We have Publix down here too, but you have Publix as well. People who live in states without Publix, we always feel sorry for them. That is one thing that
true.
Florida has. I kept thinking that was only a Florida thing. I didn't realize they were in other states. Okay.
Yeah, they're building like crazy up. It's like every 5 miles there's a new Publix going up.
They're a nice place. They have a good bakery as well.
Yeah. And I feel it's like the Chick-fil-A of grocery stores.
Let's see. Giuliani cleaned up Times Square, Vince Disney to open up a store there. Yes, they did. Net's in the house.
Hey, Netters Network. How are you? Viewer discretion is advised with this film now.
Oh, please. Now, look, he got a present. What's in the present? Oh, I have a joke about this. Oh, man, from Mad Magazine. What's in the box?
Is it a pew pew? Pew 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 pew.
Oh, I forget.
It is a pew pew with a cleaning kit. That's so thoughtful.
I forgot what the joke was. I don't know. I don't have to do that. He was looking at his wife's picture a minute ago, and the comic strip is, "I'm so lonely. I miss my wife. Here are the pictures we took on our vacation in Hawaii. Maybe I don't miss her that much after all. I'm sorry. That's mean.
That is mean.
I actually think the actress is a good-looking woman, especially for her age, the age she's playing in this movie. Come on.
Ow! Ow! Did you really say that?
What?
She's not bad for her looking for her age.
Oh, stop it. My point is I'm repeating what he said at the beginning of the movie.
Okay.
Whatever. You know what? You're making me look bad. And now you're saying, no, you're making yourself look bad.
I wouldn't say that.
I don't know. Well, she didn't last too long in the movie, okay?
She did not.
She got her hair cut short. Maybe let your hair grow out long. I'm sorry. I'm being mean. Let's be good.
Yes.
Here. Okay.
9 out of 10 men prefer women with longer hair. Yeah.
Some women can rock a pixie cut, though. I have known.
That's true.
Okay.
That's
some
true.
women can actually look good with the pixie cut.
Anne Hathaway in Interstellar.
She have a pixie cut in that?
I'd call it pixie cut.
I don't remember what her hair
Anne
was
Hathaway,
like.
if you're watching this show on the replay or live, hit me up.
Wasn't she engaged to some
she's in Hollywood. That means nothing.
like Prince, and then he ended up getting arrested for some kind of fraud or something. I don't know.
People in Hollywood.
All right, so here we go. Oh, some guy's following him. I'm just going out for a walk in the park, and I do not have that gun that was illegally smuggled on the plane. There's a joke about that in here about how, oh, thank you for giving me that gift. I didn't even get arrested or something. Like the X-ray scanners in the airport didn't even notice it. Like the gun.
Does he still have his socks with the quarters in it?
You don't need no socks. Were you watching? The gun was snuck on. The guy gave him the gun. It was in the present.
It's only got 6 bullets in it. What if like 7 hoodlums come out?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. Can you buy ammo in New York? Maybe ammo is easier to come by. Buy all the ammo you want. You just can't have a gun. Okay, you got money, man? Oh, I love this. I'll kill you. Give me your money or I'll bust you up. Is this a redhead?
Yeah.
He's going to shoot a ginger. Nice. Ginger first to die. I'm sorry. Who says he's going to die? Oh, he does. Was the guy pointing a knife at him?
No, it was a gun.
Okay, he had a gun. I would be picking that gun up. You got a second one.
Yeah, that's a good drop.
You do more shooting with the second gun. Oh, this is the reason I want to pick this movie too. This is a wintry movie, okay? Especially now, New York in the winter, not pleasant. I've been to New York in the winter. I think I've been to New York in the winter. It's not as bad as Boston in the winter though. I've been to Boston in the winter. Oh man.
Boston in the winter doesn't bother me that much. It's just makes
Sideways
you walk faster.
snow. I'm sorry. I thought the snow falls. Okay, what's wrong?
Well, he just shot a guy in the
He
stomach.
just shot a guy in the stomach, so what's he gonna do? He's gonna
It's a
puke.
bad place to get shot, by the way.
Yeah, well, vomiting. Okay. Oh, there's so many jokes. Okay. What did I do? What did I do? I gagged. Never should have done that. I swear that's the first and last time I'll ever kill a mugger and then celebrate by having a pepperoni pizza. And he's throwing up. Oh no. This is very puzzling. I want to know who shot the mugger and why. How come the entire police department is shook up over the shooting of one mugger, but the killing of Kersey's wife didn't even bother us? Shut up. A question like that is very destructive to the course of this investigation. No, to the premise of this picture. Okay, I argue. Why are they upset? There's a logical argument for this. They do not want people out taking care of the crime. That's the police's. That's the job of the police. Okay, it doesn't make the police look good. Okay, right? Because who cares about this guy, right? It's just a low life. They say that in the 70s, crime was really bad, especially in New York, and they do attribute a lot of it to drug addiction.
Yeah, drugs will. Drugs are bad.
Make you do bad things. Yeah. Okay. Oh, look at this. He's got his fancy gun. He's going to hide it in his work office.
Took it to work. Okay.
That's actually pretty smart. And lock it in the cabinet at work. Don't keep it in the house. Or maybe just takes it with him. I didn't think about that. Takes it with him wherever you go. You could have had 2 guns, Paul. Guy left it there. You ran off.
Yeah, you could have had 2.
Okay, are we interested in what the result of this this project is? Anyway, I got to talk more about the score because I am not talking enough about the score because there's nothing written on it online. We'll have to get Sound Engraver to do a full analysis of the score without seeing the movie. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna watch this
the theme
movie
from Arizona. That's Rich Country. Yeah. Oh, Sweet Revenge, Striking Back, Riverside Park, The Alley, Last Stop, 8th Avenue Station. Okay, well, geez, that's a big suite in here. I'm waiting for the ultimate like 3-disc Death Wish score set to come out, which is probably never going to happen.
You'd be surprised. I've things that come out now. I'm like, really? Wow.
I mean, come on, Herbie Hancock's a big deal. Okay, he
is. I mean, I didn't know who he was until.
That's why I was surprised he did the score to this movie. I was like, oh, he did the score. Okay, that must be why it's so good. Okay. No, this is not the Denzel scene either. I don't think.
Are you sure?
Here's the deal. Maybe the guy on the right. Maybe I'm thinking. I don't know. They interviewed Denzel Washington, and he was like, "No, at my age, I don't even know if I was doing acting. I might have been one of those types of guys in real life." Like he made a joke, like maybe he might have been one of those gang type members in real life.
Man, he shoot that guy in the back.
He said he wasn't doing any acting though at that point. Okay, he said I take credit for it, but I wasn't in that movie.
Wow, that's like cold blooded.
Actually, if you watch the Denzel Washington movies, The Equalizer, they're sort of in the vein of this movie. Except he's an ex-CIA guy that helps people out by kind of going the vigilante route, I'm telling you, we get movies like this all the time now. Now, I think that this movie, too, was greenlit because of a movie called Dirty Harry, okay? And they're like,
Dirty Harry come out?
Dirty Harry was earlier than this, 72 maybe? Okay, I like this. I didn't see him too well. In the sequel, when they ask people for descriptions of the vigilante, they give the exact opposite description of Paul Kersey. Because they're like, hey, this guy saved us. Where were you guys? So they're going to protect the vigilante, okay? The people he saves. So this guy was saved from getting beaten up, okay? Saw him pretty good, didn't you? I did not. You're full of shit, guys. Oh, man. Oh, here we go. I don't know why we have all the nuns everywhere in this movie. Is that like... Just like the spoiled world, like this a good world, but evil's in it taking over. I don't know what if there is any symbolism. Okay. This stuff with the daughter in this movie and the sequel always bothers me. I don't understand what the explanation is. I'll read the book someday. Maybe they explain it in the book. I don't know.
Well, this movie was made for $3 million and it did $22 million at the box office. So that's what I call profit margin.
Movies were cheaper back then. I will say this though, look at inflation rates. Because this was early 70s. This was before all the inflation got out of control, like in the later 70s. So I don't know. Maybe it would have been like more like 10 million today. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, it's not a horribly expensive picture. I imagine shooting in New York is not cheap though. That's probably where a lot of the cost comes from.
Well, Death Wish 2 made 16 million. Death Wish 3 made 16 million. The fourth one made 7 million, and the fifth one made 1.7 million. So
the budgets go down each one. Death Wish 5, I think, was made for video, straight made for video. Death Wish 4, yeah. Golden Globus does the sequels. You know the reputation of Golden Globus. If you get Netflix, there's a wonderful documentary about Golden Globus movies. They were Israeli producers, and they're the ones responsible for like a lot of those Charles Bronson action movies from the 80s. You know, like Invasion USA. You know the ones I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I often argue if you watch a Golden Globus movie, it's almost like I almost wonder if it's an Israeli view of the United States, because like sometimes you get like different countries when they set movies in the United States, you get to see kind of like, oh, this is what the Italians might think of us Americans, and I wonder if like a lot of those Golden Globus movies, that's what the Israelis think what us Americans are like. But like Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo, that was Golden Globus. But they were kind of, no, I don't want to call them 80s grindhouse movies, the Golden Globus movies, but they sort of are. Even as a kid, I was watching them. Like, remember those the Alan Quartermain movies?
Yeah.
Did you see those? I got really annoyed.
I never saw them, but I remember seeing them at the video store.
You know what it is? I think I had Showtime growing up, and they always showed the Golden Globus movies, and I did not like them. Because I see Alan Quartermain, oh, it's just like Indiana Jones. No, it's not. This is like the poor man's version of Indiana Jones. I didn't like it. And they kept saying, oh, Alan Quartermain was before Indiana Jones. Yeah, well, he's not as good, is he? Okay, that's why Richard Chamberlain played Alan Quartermain in those movies. Just no. I did like Firewalker, though, with Chuck Norris and Louis Gossett Jr. Did you ever see that one? Mm-hmm. It's kind of an Indiana Jones style movie. It's about treasure hunters, but it's a low budget movie, but it's fun. Okay, so they got to keep it.
Oh, do you think that the later films would have existed if it hadn't been for the video rental market?
That's a good question. Like I said, there's a documentary on Golden Globus, and they would send things out to theaters, but maybe they were thinking about the home video market more so, or even cable. Like, goes to cable, you get money for that too. Yeah, all right, true. Probably my favorite kill in the home movie are these two. Look at them. Look at that guy wearing an American flag on his leather jacket. You know what? The Stars and Stripes don't respect muggers, okay?
Yeah.
Right?
Man, I ain't been on a subway train in like over a year.
I rode the subways in New York City for a bit in early 2000, in summer 2000, because I had an internship over there, so I had to learn how to use the subways. Okay, and let me tell you something: if you don't know what you're doing, you'll get lost real fast. Okay, on the subways. Man. I eventually bought a miniature subway maps from a tourist place at Grand Central Station. Like, give me those, and I kept them in my wallet, and I used them because they were the only way I would figure out where I was going. Okay. I don't know. New York was kind of fascinating, though. I because I was staying with my aunt in Rahway, New Jersey, which I guess is actually, even though it's in New Jersey, it's considered part of the New York metropolitan area. And I remember Rahway, because I haven't been to New Jersey for a while since we moved to Florida. I'm in Rahway, New Jersey, and it's so noisy, right? How do people take the noise? Get on the train to go into New York City. Get off the train. Come back to Rahway, New Jersey after spending a day in New York City. Rahway, New Jersey sounded quiet in comparison to New York City. New York City is loud, okay? It's one of the loudest places you'll ever be. The streets are crowded. You got to keep up with the bustle, okay?
Yeah.
And actually, at night, it gets rather quiet, though, okay? I'll say that New York City does. Okay, look. Give me your money. Oh,
Man,
bam! Shoot, 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 shoot. Now, I would argue the first kill that he does is self-defense. Okay.
Yeah, second one.
These are not. Okay, he's looking for trouble. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I could argue, okay, first one, guy pulls a gun on him. If he had turned himself into the police, he might have gotten. No, he had an illegal gun. He had an illegal gun on him. That would have got him into trouble. Okay.
Yeah, but that's not a homicide charge. That's just
not a homicide charge, but he probably would have gotten into trouble. Who knows? The DA might want to throw the book at him because of the gun. You know, I don't know. Like I said, this is Death Wish world, and you can't trust the authorities. Okay, the authorities are not on your side, except for that one police officer that the one police officer that was at the scene. He was all right, and the rest are just terrible. They're not good at their job.
Hello, Mark. We're doing Death Wish tonight. Parental guidance is suggested.
Jimmy Page of Led Zeppelin fame is behind the soundtrack to Death Wish 2, the sequel. This soundtrack is done by Herbie Hancock. And maybe I will torture Daniel with Death Wish 2 someday.
Maybe so. Maybe January can be Death Wish month.
No, maybe we don't have to do that right now. I'm thinking at some point though during the winter we got to do the Warriors as well. I feel like doing the Warriors
with Adam Driver.
What? Not Adam Driver. No, he wasn't born yet. I don't think. Tangerine Dream does. Do you like Tangerine Dream?
I like tangerines.
Okay, never mind. Well, it's another electronic score, but it's not bad. Okay. Now he's using an old Western pistol. Do you know what kind of gun he's using in this? Apparently, he's using some revolver from 1890. Okay.
It's probably either a Colt or a Smith & Wesson.
Probably, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that Mark, was. I figured you would dig, because you're such a jazzy dude, you would have to dig jazzy music.
Who?
Mark Foxworth. I used to work with him back in the day when I had a job, when I was employed.
You don't
back
have
when I was a person.
You don't have a job now?
I mean, not like the job I had for like 25 plus years.
Oh, that happens. Yes. Yeah. Well, you know what? Work is work.
Work is work.
Yes.
And I'm a lot happier. I miss my peeps, but I'm a lot happier.
Gotcha. Now they're looking at the People magazine. It's got the lead detective on the cover. Would they put his face on the cover of People?
Probably not.
I know he's doing the vigilante case, but no, it's not happening. Okay. There's no music right now. The soundtrack's sparse. Let me see if I can get through the different themes. I bet muggings are down and they're afraid there's only one way to find out. Take a walk on Columbus Avenue tonight. I don't like his coworker. His coworker bugs me. He strikes me as a wiener.
Remember when phones had cords?
The phones at my job still have cords.
Oh.
When they still get tangled up, and then you try stretching them out. New York City in the 70s. You like to live in New York in the 70s, huh?
I wouldn't want to live in New York at any point in time.
The food is probably good. Of course, you get good food.
I got Cracker Barrel like 3 miles away.
Yeah, you go to New York for the Italian food and the Chinese food, right? That's the big thing.
I don't eat Chinese food. So.
Chinese food depends. I'm not eating as much as I used to. If you're ever stuck in a Chinese restaurant unsure of what to order, it's usually hard for them to mess up lo mein. Just like if you're in a diner, it's hard to mess up a BLT. Did I tell you my BLT at Ben Denny's story? I'm sure I have.
Oh,
I'm trying not to repeat myself to people. Did I ever tell you?
I don't know how much horror I can take in one night.
Here's what
Death
happened.
Wish and Denny's.
We're coming back from a theme park. It's late at night. I think we do Halloween Horror Nights. What's open? Denny's. We stop at a Denny's, right? What do I order? I order BLT, and I'm like, you can't mess up BLT. It's bacon, lettuce, tomato, some mayo on toast, right? That's not hard. Okay. I get a BLT, and it has shredded lettuce on it.
Ooh.
I'm not a huge fan of shredded lettuce, but on a BLT, that's sacrilege. You know what you get at Denny's? Get like pancakes and eggs and stuff like that. That you get at Denny's. Okay, what?
That's about the color of my garage right there.
Yeah, he did the paint. It's a little loud on the eyes. What are you talking about? I have to admit, I understand Paul right now. Okay, am I supposed to feel down? You know, the funeral was like 2 weeks ago. I'm sorry.
A lot's happened in 2 weeks.
I know. I don't know how long it's been, but it started out in the winter. I mean, granted, winters in up north seem to last forever. It's like 3 months of miserable weather. Okay, at least. Well, even before then, you get the precursor, which is fall. Yeah, things start getting bad in November, but then really in New York, that area, the snow starts coming down. I think around January. Sometimes you'll get it in December, but. These are disgusting. I think those are ladies of the hour.
Ladies of the night.
I think. I'm hoping.
Although you probably pay more for the entire night.
I can't tell. Okay, look. Got a couple.
Is this where Denzel comes in?
No. We might have already seen the guy who was supposed to be Denzel. He got shot in the alley, okay? And Denzel Washington's not in this movie. There we go.
Well, whatever.
I like this. He's flashing his cash around.
Oh. Why doesn't he go after the people that killed his wife? I mean, to me, that would make more sense.
Okay, there's no description. His catatonic daughter can't point the guys out in a rap sheet book. He doesn't know. If you want to see a movie where he goes after the people that did him wrong, see Death Wish 2. Okay? Because in that one, he does see who did it, okay?
What about Death Wish 3, where he kills all those people in the street with the machine gun?
Death Wish 3 is he comes back to New York City, and New York City has basically been completely taken over by the gangs, or at least one portion of it. It's like Mad Max territory at that point. Like, there's like an army of guys like this. There's not just this, it's an army, okay? And they're running the whole town. They make a point too, like if you're like Paul Kersey's like Jewish or Polish neighbor in a Death Wish movie, watch out because you're gonna die. Okay, you know, it's like, okay, shoots him. Guy's still running. He got cut, though. It's the evil vigilante. We don't have time for Daniel to tell you all the foods he does not like. Do you like mushrooms, Daniel?
No.
Okay, well,
no. Because I like mushrooms as much as Paul Kersey likes street scum.
Well, geez, you might have more in common with the professor than I realized. Do you like onions?
No.
You don't like onions?
No.
How do you have a tuna fish sandwich without onions?
I wouldn't eat a tuna fish sandwich.
You wouldn't eat it with relish or anything?
No, not in a box, not on a cot. No.
Well, it probably keep you know, your picky eating probably keeps from getting too much weight, right?
I'm not picky. I am selective.
No, tuna fish is comfort food to me, and I make it pretty good. I've been doing it for years.
I'm glad it brings you comfort. It brings me no comfort.
I can't actually eat a tuna steak out because I'm worried that because I'm too used to eating the cheap stuff. Okay. I'm worried it might spoil the cheap stuff for me, so I'll never eat it. Okay.
I have a hard time getting any restaurant to cook fish like all the way. I feel like I want it like really well done, and they bring it and it's still like moist. I'm like, no, like dried out, like dried
What?
out, dried out.
Well, that's not the point. It's supposed to be moist.
No.
You don't like moist foods, okay?
No, like.
So you go, you go and get a steak and you say, "I want a beef jerky, not this rare stuff."
Pretty much, and bring the bottle they want. Yes, I'm
okay.
Happy. Like tonight, I got chicken fingers, and I get home, I have to cook them in the air fryer for like another half hour.
What?
Yeah,
they're too moist.
Yes,
the moist is the best part.
No, it's like raw. It's like, ugh.
It's not raw.
It's raw to me.
Oh my goodness. Well, here we go. We'll discuss this next week with Gladiator. Okay.
Like I think like if I died and was sent to hell, I would be forced to be a food critic in hell, because it would be like stuff I would like never ever eat, and I would have to eat it, and I would be like, oh, this is hell.
Oh my goodness. So it's either giving others new attitudes toward crime in the streets. What? Are people starting to fight back? Mrs. Amelie Brown, what has she got here? She fended off an attacker. How'd you drive off? With a hat pin. Good for her, right? Look at this. It's what you do. Bam! Bam!
It's hard for me to imagine there's like this much crime, but when I was in
not
New
after
Haven,
this summer is it hard for you to imagine, is it?
When I was in New Haven going to school, I saw a lot of things that weren't really good, and it's like, wow.
Me and my crew was working down the hall. One of the boys.
So he's kind of like Batman. He's inspiring the city to do better, right? Right. That's what Batman wanted to do.
Batman doesn't shoot people. Well, he did in the early comics. Actually, he did shoot the criminals in the early comics. That's right. This NYPD detective gets on my last nerve. This guy. He looks very slovenly. I'm sorry. And, of course, he's narrowing it down. Why do we need 300 people working on this case? I'm sorry. I think you're right, though. I think this film kind of suffers from not having as much score. What do you think?
Yeah, I
think it needs, because what the score it has, I love, especially the disturbing tracks. But the thing I like about the 70s, though, is that they were experimenting more with soundtracks. You don't always need the big orchestra. You can have a jazz score. Of course, I think this is jazz mixed with orchestra in some parts, too. But
well, I always prefer a full orchestra. So
I know.
But that's just me. I also prefer my chicken to be cooked.
Okay. If you're ever in the House of Blues restaurant, have you ever seen those?
Yeah, they've got one in Boston. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the Mother Cluckin' Chicken.
That sounds like it's not cooked all the way to me.
It is fried chicken with a barbecue flavor.
Really? Huh.
It's one of the most interesting things I've ever eaten. Okay. So, would you in this movie? Would you, Paul Kersey? Would you rather stay in Hawaii or come back to New York City, like in the beginning?
Oh Lord,
I want to go to Hawaii just to eat the food. I've never been to Hawaii.
I don't think I would like Hawaii very much.
No, I don't know the food they have there. We were at SeaWorld, right? And I was with my parents. We went on this. We did a Hawaiian luau dinner thing, right? And let me tell you something. You got a show and I got a dinner, and the dinner was great. Okay. It came with like this marinated pork, mahi, and I forgot what the other thing was. Right? That's a fish, yes. And it had something else. It was so good. Oh. And in Hawaii, they have this fast food type chain called Puka Dog. Get yourself a Puka Dog. You put like the hot dog and like the cylindrical bread. I don't know if it's like Hawaiian bread or whatever, and you can squeeze
like a hot dog wrapped in a funnel cake type thing.
Yeah, and you squeeze the sauces inside. It looks like the greatest thing ever, and I've wanted to try one in the worst way. I'm annoyed with myself. I was in New York City, and I never bothered once to get a Papaya King hot dog. That was dumb. In retrospect, that's a mistake, and well, I'll never live it down unless I go to New York City or unless they put Papaya King hot dogs somewhere else. But I'm getting hungry. Okay. Servant in Korea Medical Corps, conscientious objector. No police. Okay, so now they're starting to figure out maybe it's this Paul Kersey guy.
What evidence do they have, though?
I don't know. They're trying to see. They found a link to the grocery chain, okay?
Okay.
I don't know if a receipt fell out of Paul Kersey's pocket after he shot the first guy. I don't know. They linked the first shooting to the grocery chain, okay? Then they're trying to figure out are there any crimes linked with that grocery chain, and then this guy Paul Kersey, his wife was trying to get groceries delivered. Okay, so they found that. Keep in mind this is probably taking forever because they don't have like the whole computer set up, the NYPD, so they're going through files by hand.
Those were the days.
You like these cars?
Not these cars.
These are Boss 70s cars.
I mean, here's some music. It is very sparse.
I don't know. I turn it up, but it would come through on the headphones. I don't know. I like the score. I like the main theme, and I like the final theme too, where he's going nuts.
How old were you the first time you saw this?
I think I caught it on regular network television with all the stuff cut out. Okay. I want to say that's when I first saw it. I don't remember. Maybe a teenager, maybe younger. I'm not sure. I then revisited it years later, and I watched the sequels years later too. I don't think I ever saw the sequels. Okay, actually, no. Death Wish 4 might have been the first Death Wish movie I ever saw because I think my mom rented it, so I watched it with her. A young Danny Trejo is in Death Wish 4. You know Danny Trejo?
Mm-mm.
He's in like every Robert Rodriguez movie.
Okay.
He always plays like the standard Mexican villain, okay? He was also in the Spy Kids movies, so I think he played a good guy in those. Now, I'm sorry, he just got into this apartment. Is this legal, what they're doing here?
You have a warrant, it's legal.
I don't know if they had a warrant. Was this before warrants?
Yeah, no,
they had warrants at this point, so I don't know what's going on. Hat pins. This is dumb. I don't like this music at all. Now, like I said, the score ain't perfect. He's looking at the magazine. Yes, I know. It's stupid. It's a dumb scene. This is okay. Here we go. Time to see the district attorney. What are we going to do about this vigilante? Eventually, we'll watch Dirty Harry at some point.
I've never seen a Dirty Harry movie.
Well, the first one's good. They're all good, but I like the first one's a good place to start.
Do you wish they'd done one more after the Deadpool?
No.
No?
I agree with Razor Fist because I worry that if, especially in a politically correct era, if they might have neutered it or something. I think it ended on a high enough note. Let's leave it alone. Okay. Got 5 movies out of it. They're all good. This Paul Kersey is the vigilante. So what are we going to do about Paul Kersey? What do you think they're going to say? We don't want him. They're basically saying, don't arrest him.
Let him go. Cut him loose.
Okay, the statistics are out of the computer. Oh, I know what's going on. Mugging is down from 900 to 470 point reported last week, okay? They're worried they arrest Paul Kersey. Crime goes up. That gets out. I think you're going to have more vigilantes on the hand. What do we do with him? Just make Paul Kersey go away. Make him stop.
Makes good sense to me.
Yes. The politicians, they might not care about the regular people, but they don't care about the criminals either. You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to try and seek justice for them either. They're just like, get this out. Just sweep all this under the rug. Okay. I just wanted to hear you say it. Okay. Why are they eating hard candy in the meeting? They're not giving out brandy. These having the hard candy. I don't get it. Okay. This is the best Death Wish commentary ever. It might be the only one too. But
I heard somewhere that Jack Lemmon was originally going to be in this film.
Did I tell you about that last week, or did I tell somebody else? I made a point that the original Death Wish, maybe it was on. It might have been on a study hall. The original, it was going to be directed by Sidney Lumet, and it was going to star Jack Lemmon. Okay,
that's right. You brought it up on your show.
I brought that up on Study Hall, and that would have been a completely different movie. That would have been an Oscar contender, probably. Okay, because Sidney Lumet was a great New York director. He was a director best known for making movies take place in New York. Movies like Dog Day Afternoon, Serpico, just great 1970s era director. I mean, he would make movies later on too. Did you ever see the movie? I think it's called The Verdict with Paul Newman. It was made in the 80s.
Was that the 80s?
I think so, yeah. It's another good one.
Yeah.
So Sidney Lumet's a great director. If you ever go to film school, take a film class, you'll see a movie by Sidney Lumet. But yeah. They didn't get him. They got Michael Winner, I think it is his name. And he's a sleazier director, okay? And you get Charles Bronson. Read all about the vigilante. Yeah, but the press likes the vigilante selling papers.
Yeah.
They're probably criticizing him in the editorials, though. We do not abide by what he's doing. Taking the law into his own hands, he should turn himself over to the authorities. Actually, the authorities don't want him, though. Okay, here's what I think is going on at this part in the way. This is based on something I find out later on. They're trying to catch him with the gun, okay? They catch him with the gun. We're going to let this go, or they'll confiscate his gun, but you have to stop, okay? Right? Or else we are going to come after you. We're giving you a get-out-of-jail-free card, okay? Just stop. So what other foods do you not like?
The list is much shorter.
Do you like popcorn? Do you like popcorn? I blame, we got 3 watching. Nobody likes Death Wish. We're going to do the Warriors someday, though. We'll do the Warriors.
Well, Green Line Girl is doing her video game tonight, and she's a lot nicer to listen to than what we
she's
are.
Doing Hitman. It's like the same thing, okay? Same thing as Death Wish.
Without the
except he gets paid for his
party scene.
Oh, man. There's some harsh stuff in those Hitman games. Like, there's one scene where you complete the objective. This woman says, "Don't kill me, I have kids." You know, like she's just a woman in the building. And if you're following the mission, you actually have to shoot her. I mean, it's optional, but, if you're being a hitman, you can't have any witnesses to what you just did, Oh, man. I miss the PlayStation 2 in the worst way.
Do they not make them anymore?
No, I have one, and I actually have 3. But anyway, don't ask. And I have a full library for it, but you need an old-fashioned TV to play them on, and I have one in storage, but they don't make old CRTs, and don't even try hooking up an old console to a new TV. It's not pretty. It's like hooking a VCR up to a new TV.
Does that not work?
It works, but don't expect good image quality. The trouble with a lot of the old games is they were made for old TVs, okay? They're made to utilize what the cathode ray tube could do, not what a modern TV can do. All right. I don't like this. He's had a cold the whole movie. It's annoying me. I like his partner though. That's a pretty boss mustache, huh? That's the thing about the '70s movies. A lot of the men have boss mustaches in them, right? Like Franco Nero though has the best mustache. He was in that. I don't know if you've seen anything with Franco Nero, and he was in Inglourious Bastards. Quentin Tarantino. All right.
Do you think Tarantino could make a Death Wish film?
He could, but they got Eli Roth to do it, and he's sort of in the Tarantino school. I mean, I'll put it this way: he's friendly with Tarantino, the guy that got to do the Death Wish remake. So that's about as good as it's going to get. Yeah. Like Eli Roth was a younger director, more known for doing his horror movies, but like he did guest spots in remember that Grindhouse double feature movie they did? He did one of the shorts for it, and he has a cameo in Inglourious Bastards, and Eli Roth also has a cameo in Death Proof. So he's been in Tarantino movies too.
Do you think Tarantino can do a Star Trek film?
I think Tarantino can do any movie he sets his sights to. Okay. I've always doubted the man, and he always manages to surprise me. So, I saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and people are picking, I didn't like the ending. People are picking, I go see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and it's like my favorite Tarantino movie so far. I thought it was excellent. It was really a love letter to the '60s, especially the cinema of the '60s. It's great. How'd you like to live in New York?
No.
New York.
I didn't like living in New Haven. New York could only be worse.
What's New Haven, Connecticut?
Yeah.
That's New England. I've never been able to wrap my head around New England because I'm a Northeasterner, not a New Englander. So it
is different. They are different. I mean, if I had buttloads of money, New Haven could be tolerable, but if I had that kind of money, I wouldn't be there. It's
yeah. Oh, I see. It's the rich folks town. That's another problem I have with. Okay. He's getting his gun from his office. How many bullets does he have left, huh?
Well, I'm sure he's reloaded because
where did he get the bullets from? They don't show that in the movie. They show it in the sequels. Okay. I don't know though. I think this evokes all the paranoia people had about crime in the '70s, especially in New York City. That's what the whole thing in Mad Magazine is. Like there are like 100 muggers, like around every street corner there's a mugger. Oh, it's funny when he's shooting the muggers on the subway. He goes, "I told you it wasn't safe to ride the subway at night."
Wow,
that's so bad. I'm here for your money. Oh yeah. And then like you see him, and then it like he busts the door open, and a Girl Scout is flying. All I wanted to do was collect for the Girl Scout cookies you ordered, Mr. Kersey. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh man.
So we've just kind of like forgot about the daughter since she went to the convent crazy house.
It's okay. She shows up in the sequel. She's doing much better. She's showing expressions in her face now.
Okay.
I really hope that a bunch of vicious gang members don't break into my house in LA and violate my maid and then kill her and then violate my daughter and then she jumps to her death. I'm sorry. I just spoiled what happened.
I think when I told Katie about that last week, I think that was the part where we lost her.
Yeah, I know. Well, whatever, man. You know what? That's reality. Okay, here we go. Oh, mother. Yeah. It's like the term "mother," you know what, is used in the Mad Magazine to identify what a mugger is. That's the password. When they say that, he knows to shoot him.
They can say that in Mad Magazine?
No, it was mother and then the asterisk. You know, the cuss
Okay.
thing. The thing I did with Troy the other week when I edited my video where he called the certain High Republic writer a bad word. Okay. Okay, he's shooting him.
But honestly, if like tell a story, there's this gas station not too far from my house that I grew up. Old lady ran it, and I may have told the story. And she worked there every day, Monday through Saturday. I think she opened at 5, closed at 5, or whatever.
Right.
And one day a guy came in to rob her with a gun.
Okay.
And she reached underneath the counter, pulled up a shotgun. And that was it. She never got robbed again. Never.
She
Never
shoot
got
the
robbed
guy.
again.
Or the guy just run away?
He was gone. He
went out the door. Okay. Yes.
No, I meant he went to the next place that we go to. Yeah, he was dead. He was.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, there you go. Hey.
Never got bothered again. And I'm not in favor of people dying, but
it's self-defense.
It's self-defense, and if you break into someone's home and you get shot, you're asking for it, And are you going to break in the guy who's got an NRA sticker on the front door? No.
That's a good point. Oh, look at this guy.
Is that Denzel?
No, I think that this is another track I like on the CD where it's Fill Your Hand. I think that's the title of this. I think it's referring to this guy. Fill Your Hand. Oh yeah, there we go. There's a little dialogue. And I this is my favorite track on the album because this is kind of showing Paul Kersey's descent kind of into madness. You're getting a distorted version of I think the Arizona theme in it too in the background.
Yeah.
And it's just it's like he's spiraling out of control, I always associate, and for some reason I kept thinking he's thinking of his wife at this point, and it's okay. So they're taking him away in the ambulance because he's been shot. Where is he, this patrolman? Okay. Go talk to the patrolman. Would have found him. All right. You're Riley? Yes. I'm Makoa. First man on the scene. So you had to see me. Okay. Paul Kersey. All right. His address. All right. He got the gun. You enter this in your report? Not yet, sir. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? I was waiting for instructions, sir. Okay. You never saw it. Okay. Sir. What's your full name? Okay. Jackson Riley, sir, 21st Precinct. Okay, I'll remember it. Okay. So that'd be a promotion in this guy's future, huh? One who basically kept his mouth shut. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't think we ever see the son again either, the son-in-law. Yeah. He doesn't show up in the sequel.
Hmm.
Probably moved on, got married again. You know, I don't know. Just...
Yeah, this movie's not as bad as what I was expecting. If you just take out that one scene or you tone it down.
Yeah. No, it's not that bad. You don't get a scene like that in the remake. You still get a violent scene, but it's not that. Okay.
I think the deaths in the remake are probably worse, maybe.
They're kind of funny though. You'd probably get a kick out of the remake, actually. Yeah, Bruce Willis is in it. You like him, right?
Yeah, most of the time.
Try to give you a chance. You wouldn't take it. Do you hear me? Okay. Okay. Okay, so they're going to make him a proposition. What do you think the proposition is?
We lose the gun and you just like go somewhere else.
You will work for a company. Go transfer to another city. It's probably easy enough. I have too many memories here. Can I transfer out? I'd hate to lose you, Paul, but we understand. Okay,
Yeah.
you know, just transfer out to another.
Seems to be a pretty good architect.
To get you out of New York permanently. Spectre. By sundown, okay. Okay, we don't have the vigilante. He's still out there. Oh, Andrew Viana has a question for you.
Oh, hey. Gladiator next week.
Yep.
The first Hans Zimmer score for the channel next week.
Ridley Scott, theatrical
Ridley
version.
Scott, yes. Tonight we're watching the family feel-good drama Death Wish.
We're gonna make you watch Deliverance at some point. Maybe The Deer Hunter, huh? We're gonna get you. We're gonna get you well versed in 70s.
Well versed in the 1970s.
Yes. The greatest decade for cinema. Okay.
Is it 1970s?
Yes, I agree. I think it is. Oh, look at these scummy criminals. This is before we started getting those blockbusters. Okay, here we go. Listen, I think you'll enjoy it here. Guess where he is, by the way?
California?
Chicago.
Oh, Chicago.
Do you think going from New York to Chicago is a step up or a step down?
I think the blonde's kind of cute.
Look at this. Look at this. He's pointing a gun at him and he's smiling. So
Yeah.
do you think he's going to take up the vigilante thing again?
Probably
He's
so.
in Chicago.
So.
They set the remake in Chicago because I think for a while, at least until this past summer, crime had actually been going down in a lot of the big cities. And the only one that was still a problem was Chicago. That's why they set the remake in Chicago. But, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, now things may change again, but we'll see. Anyway.
So, Andrew, have you seen Death Wish, Andrew? Any thoughts on it?
I think those credits lasted 10 seconds.
Yeah, because they had them at the start of the film.
Okay, that's it. There is no special edition Blu-ray or DVD of this. Bare bones. I got this.
I just want to say it wasn't as bad as I was expecting.
Oh my Lord! Is that why you just didn't want to watch it? You're thinking I'm gonna have to watch it once at least.
I was thinking like, man, I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna have to listen to like Sound Engraver shows for like the next 2 days just to feel halfway clean.
Just feel halfway clean. Yeah. The sequel's dirtier. Don't worry. Okay. I got this with a triple feature, and it comes with Death Wish, Escape from Alcatraz with Clint Eastwood, and Gene Hackman in Uncommon Valor. So
okay,
well, like the big manly masculine trio here, right? Okay, so you got. I take it Escape from Alcatraz is about Clint Eastwood escaping from Alcatraz, right?
No, Sean Connery. Sean Connery.
Oh, you want to rewatch The Rock at some point?
Oh.
I
saw that. I saw that movie when I was when I lived in New Haven. That was the summer I was at New Haven going to school.
What's with the lack of viewers tonight, man? They probably preferred E.T. to Death Wish.
We've averaged, I think, 5 people. That's pretty good.
That's not bad. Okay, Death Wish. Watch it.
I have noticed, like, in the next morning when I go to check, there's usually around 30 views, which is the number of subscribers I have. So
that's not bad.
I maybe they're all on the West Coast. So
Death Wish is a classic. Okay, I don't care what people say. The sequels are good too. My favorite is Death Wish 3 because that's the Death Wish 4 is good too. Death Wish 4 is where Paul Kersey takes down a drug dealer that ends up ODing his girlfriend's daughter in that movie, and he shoots the guy and he falls on top of a thing in a park where bumper cars are, and he gets electrocuted to death. And it's like in the first 10 minutes, and I'm thinking, this is the shortest Death Wish movie ever. But then, of course, it turns out, but this guy was working for the suppliers. If you really want to take care of, you got to take care of all the drug cartels. So he goes after all the drug dealers in Los Angeles by himself.
Did you ever see Cobra?
I did. Yes, Cobra's another classic. Have you seen it?
I saw it like on HBO.
Why are you sighing, man? It's classic. Cobra.
It was disturbing. When I was the age that I was when I saw it, which was
actually, I wonder if
12, 14.
Cobra might have been a Golden Globus involved production too, like those Death Wish sequels. Yeah, I have Cobra on Blu-ray. I got the special edition. What do you think of that?
Special edition Cobra. Okay.
There was a special edition of everything except Death Wish because nobody cares. I think Paramount doesn't want to give it up, and no one's going to the trouble. Okay, because it's. And then I'm trying to think what other good action movies there are. See, I'm trying to think of action movies with good scores though, and that's part of the problem. Most action movies don't necessarily have the best scores. Aliens, I guess that's an action movie with a good score. James Horner.
Yeah.
But I'm trying. RoboCop. RoboCop has a good score.
The
first one, you don't like it? We don't have to do that one. It's fine. It's just the best superhero movie ever made.
What?
RoboCop, yes, it's my favorite superhero movie. Okay, you don't think so? Okay, all right.
I'm not sure RoboCop's a superhero to start, but
why is RoboCop not a superhero?
He's a cop.
Yes, but he's like a super cop.
He's a robot.
He's a cyborg, not a robot.
It's like saying the Terminator's a superhero.
It's not the same thing. Okay. Oh.
Someone in the chat, back me up here. I'm
gonna ask Professor Geek if I talk to him at some point. If RoboCop,
this is what Professor Geek say. Oh, RoboCop is the frontiersman because he's...
Stop it. Stop.
And I love Sound Engraver, and
stop. Anyways,
I like Dr. Pepper.
We're gonna get kicked out of the group. Well, actually, I don't like Dr. Pepper. Actually, I've tried it. I don't hate it, but it's not my thing. I did drink an orange Fanta while watching this, though. So there you go.
I had a Kirkland lemonade, vitamin zero vitamins, 0 calories, 0.
Is that any good?
I like them. It's like $10. You get like a whole big thing of like I think 36 of them. So.
Death Wish 3. Yeah, Death Wish 3 though.
Death Wish 3.
Death Wish 3. That's his war. That's his war buddy.
Charlie.
Yeah. And there's a scene in
I'm
Death
looking
Wish,
after Charlie's things.
There's a scene in it later on where he's in Charlie's apartment, and you see they're playing like the taps in the background, and like he's looking at the old war pictures of Charlie, and you know Charlie was beaten to death by the hoodlums, and I'm thinking and I'm wanting to scream out loud, Charlie deserved better than this. He fought for his country, and what is he going to get beaten to death by degenerates in the street that break into his apartment? It's so bad. Oh man. Anyway, though, that's Death Wish for you. I love the Mad magazine, though. Thank you very much for it, though.
Are
It.
there any other Mad Magazine Death Wish episodes?
I don't think they did another one. I've looked. They should have done one for Death Wish 2. Um.
Oh, I can just imagine that.
Oh, here we go, Mr. Crazy. We know you're the vigilante killer, and we have a big problem. We want you to leave New York permanently, or else you'll do what? That's our big problem. But my daughter will still be here, so you're right. I never really liked vegetables anyway. That is so wrong. That is so wrong. They really tear this movie apart in here. This should have been included. They bring this back to DVD, like give us much. They did put this in there as a PDF, okay? Like you could read along, you know. Oh man.
Well, I'm glad you like the magazine. Merry Christmas.
I'll read the last part with Charles Bronson. I wish I could show it to you, but okay, all you lawbreakers, I'm leaving New York, but I'll be coming to your town soon, so watch out. Yeah, I mean you and you and you. Sure, I know you've been yelling and clapping every time I got me a mugger. But now I'm gonna really clean up this country. So if you creeps have any overdue library books, or if you dare to smoke in an elevator, or if you spit on the sidewalk, if you try to get into an R-rated movie like this one without an adult, or even if you look at me wrong, you're dead. That's how it ends. Anyway, I think Paul Kersey's a bit of a superhero, right? He's Mr. Vigilante, right? That's a superhero moniker.
He's no Frank Castle, but
he gets his vigilante outfit on in the second movie where he's wearing like the cap and everything. Like he has different looks depending on the movie. Like this one is his classic 70s overcoat. If you ever watch the movie Death Kiss on Amazon, it has it's doing a serious nod to these movies, and the actor they got looks just like him, and he like I told you, the first scene shows up. The guy says, "Cheese pizza, you better turn around now, because once you've had something so young, so innocent, so sweet, you'll never be the same again." And you know, it's really awful. And he goes in and he sees the young girl on the bed, and he shoots the pervo coming out of the bathroom, and then he shoots the guy, the pimp. And it goes on from there. There's a scene in Death Kiss where like some guy is trying to smuggle drugs on a plane, and he repeatedly beats the guy in the stomach until the bags rupture inside him, and he overdoses right there in the airport. You know?
That's just charming.
It's not a family movie anyway, and I think it ends with him pouring maple syrup on a guy for the wolves to get him in the middle of the woods. It's so bad.
I don't know if that would work.
He pours something. Maybe he pours barbecue sauce on him. I don't know what he does. The movie's ridiculous. It's supposed to basically be Death Wish 6. Okay, it doesn't call itself Death Wish 6, but that's what it's supposed to be. Okay, and like the overdubbing they do for the guy is so bad. Like they overdub his voice, and it's like I guess it's supposed to sound like Bronson, but it just sounds off coming out of this guy. It's bad. Anyway, there's Death Wish for you. You like this movie? You're going to be buying it for your collection, right?
Probably not. It wasn't as bad as what I was.
It's going to grow on you. You're going to come back to it. It's one of these movies you think is bad, and then you say, "Well, not that bad," and then you come back to it. All right. So next week's Gladiator.
Yeah. What you got coming up on your channel on Sunday?
I don't know. A bunch of news.
Bunch of happy news, right?
I'll see if Troy likes. Oh, actually, probably more on the Hollywood Apocalypse, because apparently, No Time to Die has been postponed again. Fall of 2021. Now, this movie will never come out.
They're paying like $1 million something a month and just an interest on the loans for that film.
I don't know. I think that this movie is never going to make its money back. I think it's the end of Bond. Thank you, Daniel Craig. Anyway, moving on. But
I heard before the show came on, they're going to release Black Widow on Disney On Demand.
Disney, see, this is why I know a lot of people in the community are not big fans of the company Disney, and I understand for reasons why. But the thing I'm looking at them for more of a business side of things. They're more competent. They're still not the good guys, but they're more competent in what they're doing. Okay,
yeah.
Because like Disney doesn't even want to really see an end to theaters. I don't think. I think they still want to have theatrical releases.
They have to have the $1 billion theatrical run to keep dropping the kind of money they're dropping on films.
Yeah, because they're doing for them with streaming, it's the shows.
Yeah,
you subscribe to Disney Plus for the exclusive shows like WandaVision or Mandalorian or other things,
Yeah, but it's like what Troy said the other night on your show talking about cheeseburgers. It's like I go see the Avengers 6 times in the theater. I buy it on DVD. I pay to download it. How much money have they made off me? Or I can just pay $15 a month for Disney Plus. They're not making as much money.
No.
Yeah.
Here's the deal with Disney Plus. Disney Plus, the reason why it's as cheap as it is now is they're trying to gain dominance in the market. Once they have or gain as much dominance as they have, those prices on Disney Plus are going to rise. Okay.
Yeah, because
the same thing with the parks. The parks used to be more affordable than they are now. And we're going to talk about this Sunday because we didn't get a chance to get to that story last Sunday. That was the one we didn't get to, about how they say the magic is gone. And part of the problem is the old days, the parks were not terribly expensive. I mean, it was supposed to be an affordable family vacation. I'm not saying it was cheap, but it wasn't as expensive as it is now. Okay. I think I had cousins that did some kind of I don't know if it was like a $20,000 package for the Star Wars vacation experience at Disney.
How much?
It was I don't know if it was 20. It was some ungodly amount like that, like 20,000, and it was like and I think it was for the group of them, but still, I could buy a car.
What size group are we talking about? I mean,
I don't know. I should find out. I'll have to find out what the price was. But anyway, all right, Daniel, you got anything left to say?
Thank you everyone who came by, or thank you everyone who's watching in the future time. Adopt, don't shop. Parental guidance is suggested with Death Wish.
Yes, but take the kids. Take the kids.
Take the kids. Take an 8-year-old. Yeah.
Take him and then buy him a gun after. Okay.
Buy him a Red Ryder BB gun.
Buy him a BB gun. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Okay. All right.
And teach your children proper gun etiquette. So.
Yes, proper gun etiquette, which probably wasn't followed in this movie. Okay. Anyway,
No.
I'll catch you later. Bye.
All right. Have a good night, everyone.